Hey, this is M. Williams. You guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. Thank you. Welcome to my channel. It's Sugar Salon TV. And I have a beautiful RJ here. And don't you just love, love, love her name? It's just beautiful. So anyway, she has a curly perm. She's been a client for a while. And so I just wanted to do something different on my channel. So this is kind of like just a interview, if you would say, trying to get some feedback and trying to get it live and then upload it to my channel. I think it'll help because I get so many questions about curly perms, and so look for more of this to come. But Ajay, thank you so much for coming on my channel and collabing with me this morning. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm
Of
excited
course.
to
So Ajay, how are you enjoying your curly perm?
I am loving my curly perm. I love the most of how versatile the curly perms are and how I can do so many different styles. Whereas I would say, like with my natural hair, it's just very difficult for me to maintain. So since having the curly perm, I'd say it's just been so easy for me to style it, maintain it, and I just love it. I also love that it's different from a regular perm, having straight hair, and this is just such a different look, being able to still have some curls. So I love the curly perm.
So you guys, Ajay, she got her initial curly perm, her virgin curly perm, which just basically means her very first curly perm. She got that on October 25th of last year. So 10/25/2021. So Ajay, what have you learned about curly perms that you didn't know, like before you got the curly perm?
I'd say I learned the most is how important, like how extremely important it is to stay consistent on a regimen of getting the curly perms. I mean, although you did educate us that, during and after the service, I didn't really understand how crucial and important it was until I didn't actually do that for myself and, seeing what happened after that. So I would definitely say learning that it really is important, being consistent on the regimen of getting the curly perm.
Right. So you guys, what she means about that is anytime you get any kind of chemical, whether it be a relaxer or a curly perm, both of those are chemicals, but they're different types of chemicals. But anytime you go into a chemical, you have to get your retouches in a timely manner, because if you don't, your hair basically be transitioning. Your hair will be confused. It won't know if it's supposed to be chemically straight or if it's supposed to be natural, or if it's, you will really go into a transitioning state if you wait too long. So that's what Ajay means, just to bounce off what she's already said. So just to break that down in layman's terms, as she said, and put it in professional terms, it just basically means you go into a transitioning stage when you wait too long. And so Ajay said she has learned from that. So thank you, girl, for your honesty. And you got your first retouch in 5 months instead of the recommended 2.5 to 3 months. And why did you wait 5 months for that? And then when you waited the 5 months, did you see any changes in your hair?
Yeah, so I would say, unfortunately, with me waiting, it was due to financial circumstances where I wasn't in the best position to come back and get a touch up. And I didn't say anything. So I just, was waiting until that time came for me to be in that position. And as far as the difference that I saw with waiting, I would say that my hair definitely felt a lot more. It was still really good. I mean, my hair definitely held up during that time period of me waiting, but it started to get, I guess, a little bit more knotty-ish. And that's where I started, that's not even a word, but yeah, I started to feel like different knots and stuff. But as far as the hair maintaining, it wasn't too bad until the second time.
Yeah, you guys, and again, to kind of bounce off of what Ajay is saying, thank you, Ajay, for your feedback. She did wait 5 months to get the first retouch, which I recommend 2.5 to 3 months. So she waited about 2 months longer in between jobs. That's kind of normal now. People are leaving jobs. Some people are quitting jobs, and some people are retiring. Some people are leaving jobs and opening their own businesses. So there's a lot of transition going on right now. So that's very normal for people to be in that state of mind. or going through that. But when we have chemicals in our hair, back to that again, we have to, reach out to your stylist. If you are not in a situation, he or she may can offer you some kind of payment plan. There's all kind of stuff online that that us hairstylists we can offer. And you'll never know if you just reach out and you're in a situation and you have a chemical, because at the end of the day, the stylist is going to get frustrated if they're in the process of seeing hair growth. And then, so for me, I'm always trying to make sure I stay on top of it with my clients. So she waited for that first retouch. She spread that out about 2 months too long. And then, Ajay, you waited 6 months before you got the second retouch, which is your recent retouch that you just got. You waited too long on that one too. You waited 6 months instead of the recommended 2.5 to 3 months. So what did you notice about your hair at that point? Because twice you kind of waited too long, and then on the second time when you waited too long, what happened?
Yeah, so on the second time I waited too long, my hair matted up and knotted pretty bad. It shed a lot. I lost a lot of hair during that second time, so I could definitely see like how crucial it is, to get that retouch, because my hair was not, it couldn't take a second time going that long without getting the retouch, and it definitely did some damage. But yeah, that's really what I noticed. It definitely shed a lot.
So you guys, and then by the time she waited that second time too long, she did hit me up then, and then she told me, and by the time she hit me up, she sent me all these pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, because I'm a human being too, so I'm compassionate about what I do, and I care about my clients' hair. So if she had reached out, when people do reach out or they do something after the fact, it's really nothing I can do at that point. If she had reached out to me before, with which I wish she had done, then I could have done something about it. But again, when you decide that you're going from natural into a chemical, I want to just reiterate that you need to make sure that you come in as Ajay is being woman enough and honest and humble enough and transparent enough to tell us. Because again, if you watch that video, what not to do, that's Ajay in the video, what not to do if you have a curly perm, because she and I are out here collaborating, trying to help other women with their hair. So the curly perm, it makes people hair grow like crazy, but you must come in after you get a chemical in your hair. So have you noticed anything, or what are you doing differently now since you came in and she did, guys, she came in recently and had her retouch done. And Ajay, what have you noticed now? Is it still shedding, or what's going on with it now? And you guys, she did get it cut. So can you tell us about what's the difference now since you've gotten the retouch?
Yeah, so since now, once I did get the retouch, I will say, since my hair did shed before that, before when it was matted, it's still curly and it still feels, good. I would say it feels a little thin because I did lose a lot of hair. So I'm just in that process of trying to build my hair back up. And I've been maintaining it by just keeping it moisturized, wrapping it up at night, and being easy on not like putting too much pressure on the hair. And what else I'd say, just keeping it moisturized, like I said, putting my oils in to make sure it can grow again. And since I cut it, and keeping it moisturized.
Yeah, you guys, her hair, when she came in, I was, because I'm so passionate. When I'm doing people's hair and I grow their hair, like I have done the same thing with clients who have came to me and had hair loss. I grew their hair back, and then they go somewhere else, so they disappear, and then they come back, and then they have the hair loss is there again. So, a passionate, compassionate hairstylist like myself who takes this seriously, just reach out to me. I'm not telling people they gotta reach out to me about every single thing you do, but when I have my clients' hair healthy, I'm invested in this whole thing too. It's a team effort, so just reach out. It's nothing shame or embarrassing about it, especially if you have a chemical, because the hair won't really do that. And then when you're going through stress and stuff like that in between jobs, that'll cause hair loss and stuff too. And her hair, it is beautiful, but it is a little thinner because when you got the two textures of hair going on there, you got some that's chemically treated and then some that is natural. You're gonna have some breakage there, so that's why you have to stay on top of those retouches. And Ajay, are you still happy with your choice about getting a curly perm, or you wish you had stayed natural, or what is your honest feedback on that?
Yes, my honest feedback is I don't regret it at all. I really love the curly perm. My experience, I'd say, with just what happened, that's unfortunate. But as far as my experience with the curly perm, overall, I don't regret it. I really love it. And again, it's just so easy for me to maintain and do different styles in comparison to my natural hair.
Right.
Just a huge learning lesson being consistent on the retouches. But no, I love it and I don't regret it at all.
And I know we were gonna speak about some wet and wavy clip-ins, because you guys, I have some clients who have curly perms, and they kind of came up with this idea on their own about the wet and wavy clip-ins. Some of them get those when they want that fuller look or that thicker look, or they want to add just a little bit of length. So I had mentioned that to Ajay. So we're gonna do something on her hair. So you're gonna be seeing her on some other videos, and she and I gonna be collabing on some stuff. So that's kind of an idea for her to, just thicken it up to make it look thicker. And so I think you're open to that, aren't you?
I am definitely open, especially now. Yeah, I feel like the clip-ins will add some volume and just add something to it. I'm excited for that.
And one thing, you guys, I can tell Ajay is kind of taking ownership of this hairstyle. It's like she's, it's something new for her. And a lot of times when younger people get curly perms, it's something very new to them. And then they kind of learn how to work with it, how to kind of embellish it, how to kind of jazz it up. So I like how she got that whole bob look going on right now. And so it's just really cute. And Ajay, if you could change just one thing about the curly perm, what would it be? Like, what would you want to change about it? Anything?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe how long the service takes. It is a pretty lengthy service, so sometimes we don't always want to be there for that long. But I enjoy my time with you. But yeah, I'd say it is a pretty lengthy service because it is a chemical process.
And you guys, she did mention that she would like to change the length of the service, which I wish I could change that too. Because normally it just depends. Like sometimes I can do it in 3 hours, and you guys, it doesn't. It's a process with it. You have to. I'm really fast, but it just depends on the client. Like if someone has 4C hair, it's gonna take me longer to straighten that hair out if their hair is very coarse. So some clients I can finish their hair in 3 hours, some 4. It just depends on the thickness, the fullness, the client's head size. If their, head is smaller or medium or on the larger side, all of that goes into it. So usually 3 to 4 hours. And then unfortunately, there's no way to speed it up. So when my clients are there, I'm either playing music or they're watching something on TV or whatever. I always try to make my clients feel comfortable. So Ajay, would you recommend a curly perm to a family member or a friend?
Oh yes, absolutely. I know other people who struggle with the same, things as far as maintaining their natural hair. So I would definitely recommend it. I already have to my mom and sisters. They already are chemically treated with just a regular perm, so it's not for them at this time.
Yeah.
But they love my results. They love my hair, and they always ask questions about it. And I always give them, what they're looking for as far as answering any questions that I can. So yes, I would highly, highly recommend curly perms. Only thing I will say is that if you can't be consistent, or if you're at a place or a time where you cannot be consistent on getting the retouches, then I don't recommend it, because I wouldn't want people to have to go through what I went through, as you know, in case they're in situations where they can't maintain it.
And that's a valid point, you guys, and that's with any chemical, it's with a relaxer too. Like if you don't go in and get your retouches in the time that you should, then obviously, you're gonna have two textures of hair going on, and that's when the breakage occurs. And even with color treated hair, when people come to me and they don't have any color in their hair and they're going from black, their natural color, to blonde hair color, that color is a chemical too. So I make sure I let them know in advance before they get it. And I always educate clients beforehand, even with the curly perms, because I know people are natural and they're going into a chemical. So I always make sure they know, hey, this is a chemical. Are you sure this is what you want to do? And with the color clients that come to me, sometimes people get color and then they disappear, because they feel like they can do it at home themselves. Well, you can't really get the same products that a licensed hairstylist can get. And yeah, you can order it online, but you don't know if it's authentic or not. So that's the whole thing. You don't know if that's a real product that you order. You don't know if it's expired. It's all kind of stuff. So the best thing to do is, if you're buying products, to get it from a licensed hairstylist, because it's authentic, it's not expired and all of that. So, but with color and chemicals, please have you a hairstylist that you go to on a regular basis. So Ajay, you did something fun this weekend, but if you had two questions about the curly perm before we get to your little funnery this weekend, what two questions would you have for me about your hair, about the curly perm, or about anything?
Two questions. That's a really good question. I would say maybe, if I stay consistent, like with my whole journey of losing a lot of hair, is it with me being consistent, or me being on a like a consistent regimen now, like taking care of it and trying to get it back to its healthy self? Is that something that is possible, especially with me cutting it? Maybe that it will be able to thicken back up at some point after losing so much hair.
Definitely, yeah, you guys, it is, because she went through waiting too long on a couple of retouch occasions, as well as going through a lot of stress in between jobs. So everything that I just mentioned is going to cause your hair to come back, to break off. But yeah, if you do your part and you come in on a regular, consistent basis, then of course your hair will grow back to, that's with anything, and you've trimmed off a lot of the damage and cut it off. So definitely the hair can be restored, but again, the client have to do their part. And you guys, I'm really big on letting people know what to do. I even send an aftercare. I call it a hair care aftercare. Depending on, especially if it's a chemical, I'm going to give you an aftercare. It's a document that I text to the client when they're there. And so that they can read it over while they're in the salon, and they can see if they have any questions. After they read it over, they can ask me while they're there. So I'm really, really big on trying to do my due diligence, because at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to experience any breakage, under my care. So I give way, way, way more information than probably most people do. And I take pride in doing that, because I want to educate the client and I want them to have healthy hair. But I've been doing these curly perms since 1981, and I've never seen anybody's hair come out, other than one client when she was just using natural hair products on her hair, as opposed to using the curly perm products that I recommended. So again, I'm always giving people all of this information. But definitely, Ajay, that's a great point to bring up. Your hair will be restored. I have already recommended more things for you coming in, getting a treatment in between. Like the next time you're supposed to get the curly perm retouch, make sure you come in at least on one occasion, get a treatment, make sure you drink water, you eat healthy, make sure you take multivitamins, because all of that, what goes on with you internally, how you eat, if you eat healthy or not, the stress you under or not, all of the internal things affect your hair too. And I have a video on that, on my YouTube. So a lot of people don't understand that it's a plethora of things, a variety of things that can affect your hair in a negative or a positive way. So what's your second question? That was one. Did you have another?
I do have another question because you did mention the other client that you had with using natural products. My question is, do you recommend that we use strictly the products that are recommended for the curly perm, or can we use like a mixture of some natural products at home for our hair, hair care and those curly perm products, or should it just be one?
Well, you can use them both, but again, what she was doing, she wasn't using anything that I recommended. So in my aftercare, I have in there the products that the client is supposed to use when they get the curly perm. The thing with that client was she was not using anything that I recommended. So she was not using anything that goes with the curly perm. She was not using it. She was still treating her hair like it was natural. When you get a curly perm, your hair is not natural, it's chemically treated. So it's almost like you go to the doctor and they diagnose you with whatever it is, whether it's high cholesterol or whatever. They tell you to add some exercise, they tell you to take this medication, they tell you to eat this, and then you do nothing they say, and then you go back and your cholesterol is even higher because you have not done anything that they recommended, just to put it in layman's terms. But her hair did that because she was not using anything curly perm. She was not using the activator, the moisturizer, and curly perms, they thrive off moisture. Like a plant thrives off water. I mean, that's why people love the curly perm, because you ain't got to be in your head trying to figure out, okay, what I need to use or what I need to buy or whatever. It's just usually 2 or 3 products that you buy, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about moisture. So as long as you keep moisture in the forefront of your mind, and as long as you use those products, she was not using any of them. And she was honest enough to admit that to me. And back then, that was a few years ago, but even back then, she was honest and transparent with me and told me that she was not using what I recommended. So she was honest with me. So I bring that up because I want, clients to make sure that they do what they need to do, and that they not just carrying on with their natural hair regimen as if they have natural hair after they get the curly perm. A curly perm is a chemical. It's not natural hair anymore. It's chemically treated hair. And so you must use, the things that I put in my aftercare information. Now, if you want to use some kind of natural hair shampoo that adds moisture to your hair, you can do that. Because in all honesty, the curly perm products like Wave Nouveau, Carefree Curl, and some of the others, they really don't have a line of aftercare as far as shampoos and conditioners. I wish they did, because I think they would do really good. Like if Carefree Curl or Wave Nouveau had their own shampoo and conditioner, but they don't. So sometimes clients are trying to figure out, okay, what shampoo and conditioner do I use? Do I use this? Do I use that? So just think about moisture. Anything that says it hydrates or it moisturizes, when you're trying to choose a shampoo or conditioner, make sure it's something that moisturizes and hydrates. And I sell stuff at my salon suite as well. That's a great question. So I really appreciate you asking me that. So do you have any more feedback or anything else you want to tell us about your fun weekend, or what did you do this weekend?
Yes, I'd love to share. So this weekend, I got invited to a content creators retreat from a brand that I'm working with. It's a CMOS brand from the Transformation Factory. And so I pretty much do something called UGC, and it's user generated content. And instead of being an influencer, UGC is where brands will reach out to you, or you reach out to brands, and they will pay you to make videos and content surrounding their products. So this weekend, I got invited to do that and go to I think it's a Cobra Kai mansion in Atlanta, and it was absolutely amazing. I actually have a little booklet of it, and pretty much in this booklet, they have all of the content creators that were there, and then it just shows all of the different.
Where's your picture?
Yeah, you said, yeah, right. My picture is literally right there. That's me.
Oh, look at you. And so, Ajay, so how was it? Did you spend the night? Tell us a little bit more. Did you stay all night, or was it just a day? And what part of Atlanta was it, if you mind sharing?
Yeah, it was not far from Perimeter Mall. I don't know what exact part it was in, but I know they pretty much, we parked there at Perimeter Mall, and then they had a Sprinter that came to pick us up from there, and they transported us to the house. And no, we didn't stay. It wasn't an overnight thing, but we did go from 9 in the morning till about 6 p.m. And it was so amazing. They really treated us like royalty. They gave us breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all catered by a chef. There were other cameras, crew following us around, and really it just was a great way for us as creators to express ourselves through our own way by using their products. So it was amazing to just have different creators, but also, filming the same products, but doing it in our own ways. And it was just so fun, and I'm just so grateful to have that experience. It was so nice.
I'm just so excited for her, you guys, because she's been doing a lot, and she's just being blessed, and just she don't even know it. She's just getting all these blessings just bestowed on her, and such a sweet spirit. And she and I been doing stuff together, and I'm gonna definitely drop her channel down below, and please subscribe. Now, do you have any content on your channel from there yet, or you still gotta work on that?
Yeah, I have so much footage and content that I have to edit all throughout this week, so I'm gonna be a busy girl this week. But it will be content though. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so excited for you. So, but is anything on there now, or you just have to still edit?
Yeah, no, nothing's up there now. I definitely still have to go through and edit everything. Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Well, I'm so excited for you, you guys. Again, I'm going to drop her information down below, and I hope that you guys will subscribe. You're going to be seeing Ajay more. We're going to be doing other stuff together, I'm hoping. She just has a wonderful spirit. Not to say nothing my other clients don't, but it's just something that she and I kind of just started doing. So you guys, in closing, first of all, thanks for watching. Ajay, thanks for sharing and being transparent. And you guys, I'm a licensed hairstylist in Atlanta, Georgia, with over 30 years of experience in the industry. And I've been doing curly perms since 1981, so I'm very experienced in it. And if you need to call or text me, you can do so at 678-249-0261. Everything is going to be in the comments in the section below, down below. It will be all in there in my description box. And you guys, please comment, please like, and please subscribe and share. And if you want to know anything more about curly perms, just hit me up. Ajay, again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. And you look beautiful.
Thank
you. And you have a birthday coming up too, right?
I do, November 21st, so coming up.
Oh yeah, so you guys, we're gonna do something, she and I'm gonna try to get her back in so I can do some kind of install on her, whether it be tape ends or something like that, just to make her hair look a little fuller. Also, just to let us, you guys who wear the curly perms know, some other options for you. If you want a fuller or longer length, and she has a birthday coming up, so we have to do that. So you guys, thanks so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click the bell. And thanks for watching. I'm going to see you guys soon. Again, it's Sugar Salon TV, and I'm going to drop her information down below. And you guys, please subscribe. See you soon. Thank you, girl.
You're welcome. Thank you.